Good morning. It's Sunday, July 13th. And the more I read and the more I follow, the more I realize that there are many people in this country who are on the verge of being idiots and morons. And I'm talking about those people who are ignoring the measles. The measles are surging in the U.S. and the majority of people who are affected are unvaccinated. Is it so difficult to take a vaccination? Do you believe that you are immortal? When I was a child, there were no measles vaccinations. And I had measles. And I survived. And I wasn't terribly ill when I had my measles, as I recall. But it lasted for a couple of weeks. And I couldn't go to school during that period of time because I was a contagious individual. So we have vaccination rates that are declining. And our wellness experts are saying that is the explanation for this, how shall I call it? I am losing the word. I have recovered the word. This epidemic, this pandemic, whatever you want to call it, this disease that is eating up members of our population. So what are we going to do? And what is going to happen to other previously eliminated diseases if the vaccination rates in this country decline? And why should you care about that? You have to care about it. Millions of lives are at stake. And I am not talking about dying, talking about serious illness that could leave you alive but relatively unhealthy. So measles surged to a record high with more cases this year since the disease was declared eliminated in 2000. So 25 years ago, this disease was declared eliminated. And now it's back. This is a very disappointing record. And it comes amid the falling childhood vaccination rate. Coverage against measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox, polio, and other diseases is declining in more than 30 states. That's according to the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. So we're refusing to take care of ourselves. We are a bunch of morons walking around in this country, avoiding the simple exercise of getting a vaccination. Why? Why do people want to put their lives in danger? Their children's life, their grandchildren. Don't they have any brains? Some people may believe that they are personally vaccinated. They have nothing to worry about. But is individual protection enough when contagious illnesses start multiplying? How will falling vaccination rates result in the return of previously eliminated diseases? They will return, that's how. Will only children be affected? Or could adults be affected too? Well, I wouldn't worry about whether it's children or adults. I would worry about that it's everybody's at risk. Who would be at the highest risk? Who cares? Who cares who will be at the highest risk? What can be done to prevent this is what the solution must be. Just because vaccination rates may have fallen. So I believe that falling vaccination rates is a deadly disease that's running through this country. There's no question in my mind that if less people get vaccinated, we will be at risk. And who knows, who really knows whether vaccinations wear out at some point in time. I'm not sure that that's true. I'm not sure that if you're vaccinated, you're protected for the rest of your life. So that's something you have to consider. You may have been vaccinated 20 years ago. Is that good enough? You got to find out. Measles have occurred in countries where measles had been eliminated. And the reason they had come back because of the falling vaccination rates. The vaccination rates are way down. So what are we going to do? In Texas, 753 measles cases have been confirmed since January. And the Texas Department of Health is terrified. And 98 of those people had to be hospitalized. That's more than 10% of the people end up in the hospital. Now, when I was a kid and you got measles, very few people ended up in the hospital. But maybe the disease has developed a new strain that is more powerful than it was when I was a kid. But children have died with this strain. And do we want to keep killing off our kids because we don't want to be vaccinated? And this disease has obviously grown because of communities with low vaccination rates. So if you're debating about getting vaccinated for measles, or your children, or your grandchildren, or your great-grandchildren haven't taken that step, get out there and tell them to get their ass vaccinated. We don't need an epidemic in this country. We need people who are going to grow up strong and bright and brilliant, and they shouldn't be worrying about their health. They should be vaccinated. And if nobody is listening to those who say, get vaccinated, we are in deep shit. So I leave you with that. An epidemic on the bird, and we have to care about that situation. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.